My name is Suzan McDowell, and welcome to another episode of In the Circle with Suzanne, where I get to talk to whoever I want to about whatever I want to, which is a lot of different kind of stuff. So it's March. I can't believe that it's March because I feel like I was just at a New Year's Eve party like a year and a half ago. So this year is moving fast. 2025 is, I'm looking for a great year. And it's March, so in a lot of places, it's election season, especially in the city of Miramar, which has become a very interesting race. So I am here with my dear friend, the handsome and talented Papa Keith, otherwise known as Keith Walcott.
Yes.
For those of you who have a ballot in Miramar.
Well, both names are on a ballot.
Both names are on the ballot, yes. So, hi, Papa Keith.
Hi, Susan.
How
Thank
you
you
doing?
so much for this opportunity, for being on your show. This is such a pleasure. I love your set.
problem.
It's really, feng shui,
Thank you.
I'm here for it.
Suzanne.
Yeah,
Very
for
chill.
sure.
Actually, not like I'm chill, but it's not definitely the opposite of chill. But yes, this is my jam. So
That's what's
and I
up.
want to thank all my people at community newspapers.
Absolutely.
My family.
Absolutely.
So all right, so we're gonna start this show the same way I start every show. You were born, and then what happened? What happened right after that?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York City. Both of my parents are immigrants from Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Good.
Carnival just finished in Trinidad.
Oh my
Obviously
God.
I wasn't able to make it,
Yeah.
but I grew up there for many years until my parents separated, and my mom went to South Florida, and I
Exactly what happened.
and I went with
You
her.
got moved away and stolen.
Yeah.
Basically, perfectly happy life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Woo. And then you're like, next thing you know, you're in America.
Yes. So
And you find out that you're black. I didn't know I was black.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. And then you find out it's a
Well,
thing.
mine wasn't from the island, so mine was from New York, so I knew from since then. Went to junior high school in North Miami Beach at JFK.
So wait, you started in Brooklyn.
Started
Tell
in
me about
Brooklyn.
your parents. Well, I know your dad is in Trinity, but tell me about I was born, and then what happened?
Okay, so my
I
parents,
know we went over this.
my parents were really good parents. My father was a disciplinary, like most Caribbean men. And he was also in the military, so he was very strict.
Even worse.
Very, very strict. So I was sort of, PK is my nickname for Papa Keith, but I wasn't a preacher's kid, but I was a military
You were a
dad
PK,
kid. And I was
you're
kind of a PK, kind of that same energy.
Yeah, he's like a PK.
Yes, right? So my mother, really soft-spoken, super religious. So it was a balance, between the both of them. I was a hyperactive kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. You should've been
no.
chill like
Yeah.
me. Don't you wish they had them doing medicine? Did you even know they had
No,
medicine?
not then. We were just hyperactive,
just-
and that was it. There was no ADHD, ADD,
Ritalin, there was
no,
none of
none of that
There was
stuff,
only,
right?
Shut up.
And thank goodness, because later on you find out that where talent comes from.
You do find out
Mm-hmm.
what time, but at the time, I remember my grandmother from Avondale would be like, keep it like a mash mouth shut. I said, because I'm always so talkative.
Yeah, I couldn't keep still.
I
Yeah.
couldn't even keep still if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I try, but it's just how we're made.
And our brain, it moves faster, and our mouth connects, and that's why I guess radio was perfect for me, because
Well, I really truly believe that we're smarter because we've leaned into our creativity.
yes.
And I enjoy being super right brain, super creative, but I know I have a left brain or I wouldn't be able to run a company
Right.
for 23 years. So I feel like that's one of the things the Caribbean gave us is to know the principles.
Yes.
The way, you know what I mean? Like the structure
Yes.
of how your life's supposed to go if you have a good life. And then also this kind of creative.
And the disciplines, right?
And the discipline.
To carry certain things out.
Discipline's not really my name, but I'm working on it.
Well, listen, you got to your show on time. That's a level of discipline, So you're doing it. So I grew up with a lot of that. Of course, coming from parents who were immigrants, into America, their ways of looking and doing things is a little bit different from my realities in school, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
for
right.
instance, my father will send me to school, in Clarks and and Bally's, and I wanted to wear like sneakers,
and tennis shoes.
because I'm growing up at that time in New York during the birth of hip hop,
So you're looking all Caribbean corny.
Right.
I went to Caribbean, Clarks and all, that's the jam.
Of course.
But
of
up
course.
here, you're looking Caribbean corny.
Right. So, you deal with those things. But the beautiful part of growing up in Brooklyn is that, everybody else is kind of dealing with it too, because Brooklyn was that melting pot for the Caribbean. Right. So
an immigrant.
Right. On my street, Crown Street, I lived on Crown Street between New York and Nostrand in Brooklyn. And on my block alone was Black American, Guyanese, Haitian, Jamaican next door neighbors.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, my neighbor back in the days is a guy by the name of Garnett, who manages the reggae group Lust.
That sounds like a Jamaican.
Yes, Garnett Newman. Yeah. And he's up here in South Florida, and we share that history. I used to go in his backyard and because they had a basketball hoop there and play as a kid. So, at least there were other people going through the same things that you were going through. So you kind of like dealt with it together and formed that unity. So
because you all knew that you came from somewhere else, and that when you went home,
right, exactly.
Even if you're in America,
exactly.
Your food you eat, and you're getting same, you know what I mean? Like you're getting different expectations. So.
Even to the point where sometimes you're at school and you'll take out your shirt out of your pants, and then when you're going back home, you tuck it right back in.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I look at
yeah, exactly. So, we navigated through all of that, the good, the bad, the crazy. But it helps to shape who we are today and sometimes even our life purpose,
And, I have known you for 20 years.
Yes.
And you are one of my nephew's dearest friends. And as you
old nephew.
Listen, I'm very young. I'm not calling his age. But my beautiful nephew, Shifter Mason.
Yes.
Who I love. And it's very clear. He's my favorite. As a matter of fact, he's like, Auntie Sue, I was your favorite before you had Sydney. I was, yeah, you were. So you have been with Shifter. So if you're Shifter's friend,
yes,
he claims, then you're.
Yes, that's my brother.
Good.
Yeah, talented artist, good person, born on Valentine's Day, so that says a lot.
He's the sweetest.
Yes, he is.
So funny because Shifter's like, yo, Auntie Sue, what happens? Because he's an artist.
Yeah.
Same guy that said every baby shower. Every single family thing, Shifter's right there.
Yeah, but
looking all rappish. Right there.
But he's a family man, and you guys raised him right.
So much.
His mother, this another sweet person, equally, your sister. So, and that's what I look for. To give you a quick story about Shifter and I connecting, it was a very funny story. So, me working at the radio station, I had this reggae show called Island Beat at the time.
Oh, okay.
And people would come up to me and they would always be like, hey, play my song. I got the hottest music. I would use this kind of trick, but it was a discipline to weed out the people who are not serious. Because, tons of people coming at you and you're on the radio. So I'll be like, you know what? Call me tomorrow at 2:00. And
they don't call you.
That 80% of the people won't call.
And then you'd shift. You were on, have you ever seen one of Shifter's lists?
Well, let me get to that. So with Shifter, I did the same thing to him. Call me tomorrow at 2:00. He called me at 1:50, 1:55, 2:00. I didn't answer. 2:10, 2:15.
Don't stop.
Relentless.
My nephew,
right?
All of them.
So I hit him back.
None of them stop. Shifter, they don't stop.
I hit him back at 2:30, and we had a really good conversation. I invited him to come up to the radio station and talk about his music, and we've never left each other since.
Wow. Well, remember when we used to be at our old building
yes.
in Linwood? One day, Shifter called me, Auntie Sue. I'm going to come talk to you about my career, about doing some publicity for me. Okay. He was 18 years old.
Yes.
He was 18 years old. Do you know I rolled up to my place with an assistant, manager, a plan? Can you open up your thing so we can put a presentation?
Yes.
I was like, didn't I just see you at your house yesterday? He's so serious. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, so
back to you.
Big ups to Shifter.
Big ups to Shifter.
Yes.
Big up. So, okay, so now so tell me. So then you got so you leave Brooklyn. How old were you when you left Brooklyn?
So I was a young teen.
Hmm.
Went to junior high school when I left Brooklyn at North Miami Beach at JFK.
Oh, wow, you were here.
Yes, so 2 years of that, and then I went to North Miami Beach Senior High for 1 year.
Oh, wow.
At the time, I felt like Florida was still too slow for me, although I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
here and
yeah.
I made really good friends at
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
time. And so I went back to New York, thinking like
Okay.
I'll go back to New York and
It's
go
gonna
to
be just like
college
my
and
old life.
yeah.
It's not.
And I went back to New York and no.
That's not.
So
You
I
can't go back.
yeah,
I
yeah,
tried to Los
yeah,
Angeles.
yeah.
Trust me, I tried.
So but I stayed, I thugged it out for a few years and came back now
Because now you
to
missed your life
South
who you
Florida.
really
I
were.
did,
Yeah.
as an adult
That's a
now.
big deal.
Yeah. So back in 1992, I came back and I settled in Miramar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
in Miramar. So I love Miramar. We've been very fortunate
So do I.
to do a lot of work with the city of Miramar. We hope
Yes.
to continue to do work with the city of Miramar. So you are running for the seat
Hmm.
of seat 3, city of Miramar.
Yes.
I've been hearing some things,
Okay.
and I've been hearing some things I don't like.
Okay.
So, especially since I know you, I know you
Right.
for 20 years. I know your
Right.
character. I know the person that you are.
Right.
I know what a wonderful commissioner you will be.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
so, let me ask you the question. Do you live in Miramar?
Yes, I do. So first of all, the easy response to this, just to let everyone who's watching understand and know, is that there is a period of qualifying. You have to put in certain paperwork and sign off on certain things and prove that you have been in the city. So, I think the minimum is like maybe a year that
You
you would
can't
have
even
to.
be
Yeah,
able to be a candidate until you can prove you live in
exactly. So
Miramar.
so that's just
That
the
is
first
ridiculous.
part. The
That
city
is,
the city clerk,
yeah.
approved everything. I had all my paperwork in. I proved that I've been in it, not, and even longer than a year. So the true story behind it is that there's a group that does not want to see me be a part of the dais in Miramar because they look at me as someone that might expose or bring light to maybe some things that they got going on, and they want to protect that. But I'm running and I'm continuing to run and I'm fighting through the bullying because that's what it really is. Because I want to protect the future of Miramar for the residents and my friends and business owners
Yeah.
that live and work there.
Absolutely.
So if I have to take these lumps, listen, I'm coming from the music business
I know. So
where
much.
it's a lot more violent
Oh,
than
honey.
it's a lot.
So much trifling.
Yeah, it's a lot more violent and uprooting than politics and slandering, which is what they're doing. They're lying and slandering. So, so they tried to say I don't live in Miramar.
So, okay, so you own a house in Pembroke Pines.
I do own a house in Pembroke Pines.
Congratulations on creating generational wealth by owning property. Just so you know, I own property in a couple of places.
Right, which is kind of a Caribbean thing,
So,
is it
yeah.
not? So, but I'll take it a step further. My mother lives there.
Oh, your mother lives
My
there.
mother
Come on
lives
now.
there, and my older daughter, who's a pharmacist, right, lives there as
You kind
well.
of taking care of your mom.
Of course, I'm taking
Now
care
you
of
live
my
in
mom.
Miramar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
That's a real
and
story.
and then if you want to go to the Broward County property appraisal website, you'll see my Miramar address attached to
That you've
the
lived at.
right attached to the home that I have in Pembroke Pines. And if you scroll down, you'll also see in 2024 I did not get the homestead
So you
exemption
don't live there.
because I don't live
live in
there, so they
Miramar.
charge me double
And
in
you're like,
taxes.
you're like, I could have lied, but I didn't.
But I did it.
Yeah, no, listen, those taxes are wrong.
You understand? So, just to debunk that foolishness, but I've been running my campaign on integrity. And because I have a lot of kids who are watching me. I have a lot of people who are watching me and how I react to certain things. So I've refused to respond or join them in, low blows and negativity. I've seen them do the same thing to our sister Barbara Sharif. And she was able to push through, and now she's exactly, and now she's a senator. So those are the things that I look at. Commissioner Winston Barnes. Am I going to really? He's endorsed me. Am I going to take his endorsement and go low like they are? No, I'm going to rise above, like Michelle Obama said. They go low, we go high. But I just put a twist on it. I fly high.
Or like I get to the finish line first. How about that?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
listen, and listen, even if I lose, I'm not, first of all, I'm not scared to lose. I'm obviously doing everything I can
And you're doing
to
this for the
win
right
and
reasons.
for
You're
the
doing
right
this because
reason.
you've watched it, you've seen it. And I mean, here's the thing: you don't have to go into politics. You could
I
go and have
don't.
your perfectly fabulous, 103.5 the beat
Mhm.
life and all the everything. You could totally do that.
But here's the thing,
But you've
Susan.
chosen to do, yeah.
The more I'm getting disrespected by these people and the more I'm going through this process is the more I realize I'm needed.
That is necessary.
Yeah, so I'll take whatever they choose to throw at me because it's really needed. And if I'm running on protecting the future of Miramar and I have to take these lumps in order to protect the future of Miramar, it's quite all right.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck. If I lived in Miramar, I would vote early and often. I'll pretend like I lived in Chicago and voted for
Well, listen, I appreciate that, and I would say to anyone who actually lives in Miramar or knows someone that lives in Miramar, I would love to have your vote or earn your vote, because it's still time to connect with me and learn some things about me as well. I give out my phone number everywhere I go to let you know how real it
So what's your
is.
phone number?
754-295-9554. You can call. I'd prefer you text me because I'm doing a lot of interviews and stuff like that.
He's popular.
Yeah, and I'll respond to you and, anything that you want to know or any questions and really concerns. One thing I did do that I saw that I didn't like with most politicians, and real quick, I'm not running to be a politician, by the way. I'm a public servant.
You're looking to be a problem solver.
I'm a public servant, and that's what I'm running
That's
on,
what you
not
wanna be.
politics, right? So the thing that I notice is that usually when a lot of politicians roll out their campaigns, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I didn't do that.
Why not?
I waited. I went and spoke to the people.
You're like, because I want to know what I'm talking about first.
Not even that, but like I can tell you what I want in Miramar, right? But what about what the people
So
want?
you did a listening tour.
Of course.
A listening
Knocked on doors, spoke to people. What are your concerns? Understanding that some of the concerns in East Miramar are different from the concerns in West Miramar, and then understanding how I can make
Yeah,
all of it work.
So seat 3 is an at-large seat.
Well, it is an at-large seat.
Who is there now?
Well, Winston Barnes was the commissioner, but he's stepped down and he's endorsed me. So it's become an open seat. But City of Miramar is an at-large city, which I don't agree with. I think it should be districted. I think it should have commissioners that actually live in the districts, can have a better,
skin in the game.
yeah,
In
they
that
can have a better understanding of the issues of the people in the specific districts. But we are at large, so no problem. I'll serve the community at large. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to briefly say that in addition to you running for District 3, my dear friend, Eddie Edwards, who I love and have been my colleague and good friend for a long time, is also running in the city of Miramar for seat 4. So
Yes.
it's not your competitor.
No.
So I just want to say to everybody who's watching, also vote for PK, but also vote for my dear friend Eddie Edwards if you live in Miramar. Anyway, back to you.
Yes.
So
and I wish Eddie all the best.
Yes. Eddie's a wonderful person. So tell me, what is it like? Why should I vote for you?
Because I'm the future.
Which means what? Like
Means that there's a lot of issues in Miramar that need to be addressed and are not being addressed. First of all, right? Let's start with our youth. I want to invest in our youth on a level and in a way that I have been doing
and that's your jam.
right
Yeah.
for a long time in the city of Miramar. But the program is also going to help our seniors. We have to invest in our youth because, when we say they're the future, it's a real thing. If we don't create,
In the future.
right, if we don't get them off their phones and into programs and create a path for them to have success, that's going to affect our future in Miramar. I want to create future residents, business owners, homeowners, and positive residents in the city of Miramar. And if we don't get a hold of it now, we're leaving it for chance.
Those kids for good luck with their phones. So I good luck. I'm just telling you right now. I interviewed this wonderful man named who owns a Brent Wright Academy in Liberty City. Wonderful ex-basketball player. And we were talking about these phones. And
Yeah.
he was like, the phone is your enemy. But then he was like, these kids they'll kill you.
Yeah.
You take away that phone. So, which is crazy. But if you think of, we didn't grow up with this thing right here.
Right.
They did. It's what they know. So,
But there's ways to work with
so
them with
how, you
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got to replace it with something they want to do more.
Exactly. Or utilize it in a way
Or utilize
as well
it,
to get them involved. You know what I mean?
then
Which is what I did with Just Vote, period.
With the just
Right.
vote, yeah.
So for 2024, leading into the election, the presidential election, I created this nonprofit called Just Vote, period, to get our youth involved with democracy because I felt like it wasn't cool enough. I remember my experience and shout out to our aunties and and our grandmothers that volunteer to get people to sign up to vote, but it's not the most appealing way, shoving a clipboard in my face and saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" So I wanted to bring a different approach to it, where we can have a conversation, where they can see themselves in me and have the experience I have, because I was once them. I didn't think my vote counted. I voted for Barack Obama twice because he was black.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started to understand things a lot better.
Like what the people get the politicians that they deserve, because that's you have a chance. Vote, don't you know what I mean? Whoever you vote for, after at 7:00 of that same night, there's no more conversation.
Right.
You vote, you do it, you vote your conscience, vote what works for you. So I'm very grateful that you invited me to be part of your election night party.
Yes.
It was very heartbreaking and sad.
It was.
I went home and bawled my eyes out. But I'm very grateful that you even thought enough of me to have me as one of
Well, listen, you've been an advocate in that space, you know what I mean? And it was a beautiful opportunity for us to, elect our first black woman as president, you know? And, that's something that, listen, I have black daughters.
So why do you think Kamala Harris didn't win?
I have several reasons and thoughts on it. One, I would say that it was more of an acute approach to try to gain more of a fan base for her versus a wider approach. I would also
had
say
107 days.
I was going to get into that as well. She was kind of slammed into it. And, people felt like they were robbed from a choice. She'd have probably been a choice anyway, right? But so it was just so many different nuances that took away from that opportunity, for her. But I think, she stood in the paint, she fought, she did good, the support was there. I love the camaraderie that came, with it and through it and beyond it.
Well, I mean, if you really stop and think about it, with all the problems at the Biden-Harris administration, she got 47% of the vote.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she didn't get 53. She didn't win. The other side won because there's more people on that side, and it's called a democracy. Great. I don't agree with them, but there's more people on that side. So that's how other democracy works. But if you think about it, forget about that 53%. There's still 47%. How many, what's that, like 70, 80,000 people?
Right.
So, which is good that it's a big enough chunk that hopefully there can be some sort of checks and balances so it works for everyone.
But here's the issue for me, and the thing I try to combat with Just Vote, period. We had a 30% increase in youth getting involved with the process. We're
I heard that youth was down, no?
No, youth was up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
30%.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot.
With registrations.
Got it.
With registrations.
Do you think that was
I wouldn't say with voting, with registrations.
Was that Megan Thee Stallion? That what happened?
I would prefer to take the credit with Just Vote, period, actually. And people manifest, we were out there, campaigning for people to register to vote. The young Dems were doing their thing as well. So I'd rather give the credit to them versus Megan Thee Stallion. But the problem is the people, like most elections we know, it's the people who stay home. People are actually registered to vote and don't vote.
They're like,
So think about how many races could have been won, whether it was Andrew Gillum, whether it's
stay home.
Kamala Harris, of people who just didn't show up.
And on the other side, those people got up and voted because they know what it means.
But it's the hurtful part is that you're actually registered to vote.
Like they're actually more.
Yeah.
You could actually get up and get off your couch and go. So I knocked on a bunch of doors for the Harris campaign. And we would get to people's houses and they'd be like, I don't even know if I'm like, do you understand this is an important part of the Democratic process? Your civic duty. Actually, your civic righty crazy. And they'd be like, because there is this feeling that you can't fight City Hall, that there's
Right.
Like I'm really like I'm a voter. You know, I'm a voter
Right.
every election, but still part of me is like, okay, great. I had this big opinion. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a good reason. I thought it was a good candidate, and
Still.
still, it's just I'm just more people on the other,
Yeah.
and that's just it. There's just
Yeah.
more people that voted that did, and then I can't blame them for voting, but I can blame my people, the Democratic side, for staying
Home.
home.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
So anyway, I understand. We're gonna get off of that. We're gonna get back to your race. So we're gonna get back to your race and put the politics because November 5th was your turn to do that, and now we don't discuss that.
Right.
It's over. Y'all go have a good time. So anyway, well, I'm super proud of you. That
Thank
must
you.
have been a difficult decision for you to be like, I'm gonna run for office. Because the position that you put yourself in, which is a target, which is what's happening to you now, you chose that.
Yeah. Well, I sat with it for 3 years, to be quite honest with you.
Word.
Yeah. So I had thought about it like about 4 years ago, did some research, and then I sat with it because, something you said earlier. Listen, I'm comfortable out of my life. Think about my job as a radio personality on iHeartRadio 103.5 The Beat. I'm just beloved by everyone. Nobody. I
Big
can't.
deal.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm giving away prizes. I'm making you laugh. I'm playing your favorite songs. Where now I'm putting myself in a position to be,
You're like a different
critiqued or
You have another
right.
purpose. Yes,
right.
you're putting yourself. That's
Right.
what happens. I'm always the one that's like, dun, 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 out
Right.
there, which is why a lot of people talk about me and terribly because I'm out there because I choose to be
Right.
out there.
Right.
So yes, you choose to be out there and open your mouth and be like, here I am.
And then the other part of it is like I had to explain to people as well is that because sometimes people will see when you run and if like you're looking for attention. So I had to explain to people actually I'm kind of taken away from what I already have because
You are because you
Right.
have to stop. You have to stop your.
I had to stop being on the radio. I talked to 3 million people on the radio, a cum of 300,000.
And you could have used all those people to get elected, but you didn't.
Right. And then not only that, Miramar has 140,000 residents. So I'm actually dumbing myself down a bit
Yeah.
to
Shrinking.
focus on a city where previously I was talking to counties.
Well, not only that, you're talking to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, it's iHeart.
The ego is the last thing I'm doing this for.
Well, the ego-
Tension is the last thing.
The
Yeah.
ego is the devil.
That's a fact. But we see a lot of that with a lot of politicians. And that's why I'm just stuck on the word public servant.
Well, I don't, part of me is like, I don't even know if you can I feel like if you get into politics, no matter who you are, you're forced to compromise. You literally
You
cannot-
are.
You can't get from point A to point B by yourself. You just can't. And that's with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not successful by myself. Neither are you.
Listen, there's people who are working actively against me right now that I'm going to have to work with.
That you don't.
And I understand this,
Yeah.
and I'm prepared for it. And I don't listen. I am doing my best not to take this personal at all. To be quite honest with you.
Please don't take it personal.
Yeah.
'Cause It really is just an election. You know what I mean? Like this is really
It's gonna roll off my back like a duck.
It's the process, how it goes. So you're not even special. Like it's how it goes.
Yeah.
So I've watched it, go a lot of different ways. So, but it is what it is. You chose that, and I think you're doing a great job. I mean,
Thank
I was
you.
at one of your kickoffs, and I'm super impressed, and I'm very grateful that you exist and that you're a person who really genuinely truly cares. And this is not because I don't know what I'm talking about. You're somebody I've known for 20 years. I've been to baby showers with you, spent Christmas with you.
Right.
We've been to, remember when we went to Shift as our christening,
Yes.
for his daughter that's now like 12. I mean,
Yep.
like that's how long. Yeah. So I'm a big fan, and I feel like I'm a smart and good person. And I know that you're a smart and good person. So I hope you win District Seat 3.
C3.
And I
Thank
hope you
you.
win overwhelmingly. I
Thank
hope
you so
win
much.
decisively. Yes. So tell me, what can I do what can everyone watching this do to help you?
I'll just support something that I said earlier. If you live in the city of Miramar, if you know someone that lives in the city of Miramar, you enjoyed what you heard today, Suzan's amazing show in the circle here with us today, please spread the word. send them to watch this video as well. Spread the word, not only for my campaign, but just to support Suzan as well. You know, this has been a great conversation. You're able to see another side of me that maybe you may not have known, you know, with me just being a radio personality. So I'm so grateful, Suzan, for this opportunity to really let people see another side of me and have that faith and trust in me to lead in the city of Miramar.
I think you're a person of depth. And I think you're a person of authenticity and genuinely. And that's what I would want in my politician. So thank you, PK. I appreciate you being here. What's your website?
Oh,
How do I give you money? See, I was in sales.
Today's the last day.
That's how I know.
Today's the last day. Please go to PK, the number 4, Miramar.com. Check out my website and you'll be able to donate. But today is the last
I'm
day.
going to go donate some money.
But you did already.
Get out my phone. I did already. I did 2 days ago. Did you see that? I
Yes.
gave money for no reason. I was like, "Please take I'm a commercial." Let me give you some money.
Well, the negativity that's been, you know, unleashed on me has also helped my campaign. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for making sure that I knew my name.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you, PK. Thank you, Papa Keith. I appreciate you. Papa Keith Walcott. If you're in the city of Miramar, election is March 11th.
Yes, Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right. Mwah.
Love you, Susan.
Love you too.
All right.
Bye.